Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about using mindfulness to work with cravings. So this might be food cravings, this might be any desire or craving towards a habit that maybe you don't want to keep engaging in. And so part of habits is that the more we perform a habit, a behavior, the stronger that gets. Like what you practice gets stronger. So, there's literally like neurological pathways being created in our brain, right? That the deeper grooves as we perform a habit over and over again. So just know that shifting a habit is not easy. It is not easy. You are literally rewiring your brain in trying to do so. So the first thing is to have a ton of grace for yourself and recognize the challenge of being human is presenting itself big time when we talk about shifting out of challenging habits. So keep that in mind, that it's hard and it doesn't mean that you're not trying hard enough. So one of the ways to work with habits that we don't like or cravings is to push them away, right? Is to kind of shift our focus of attention, to do something else, do another activity, to just push it away and keep going. Like, nope, I'm not gonna do that thing, right? And sometimes that works and it feels good. It feels good to be like, okay, cool, I didn't give in, right? And that's great, and that can work in the long run. If we do that, I guess, long enough, maybe we are doing that kind of recreating new grooves. But it doesn't necessarily get to the underlying guts of it. So, and it oftentimes, really the way that usually pans out is it works for a while to push away, but then the craving it comes back even stronger, right? And then that creates a whole cycle that doesn't usually feel too good. So one of the ways that we can work with cravings is to use mindfulness, and that is not to push it away. It's not to go into the behavior. It's to just make space for it to be here, right? It's to say, oh, I see you craving. Welcome to the party, right? So let's use an example. Maybe I'm at home, I've had dinner, I feel quite full, and I want to eat again. Maybe I have a little snack, I have a dessert, I have a little chocolate and nuts. Cool, I'm good. And then I notice again, okay, I want to eat again. And at this point, I'm using my discernment saying, okay, I don't need to eat. I've already had a little snack, I'm good. So why am I still craving something, right? So I can just push it away, or I can just notice it and say, oh, okay. I'm noticing that I want to eat another snack. Okay, great. There it is. Right, so we're kind of just like naming our experience, allowing it to be there. It doesn't need to be a problem, right? We don't need to make it a problem in our own mind. And it's so easy to know the craving comes up, and then what happens is so quickly there's another part of us that is resisting it, that's saying, oh no, like we're kind of like fearing our craving. It's like it's a problem to be having this craving. So notice the subtlety of the part of you that's saying that craving is a problem, right? So can we not make it a problem? Can we allow it to just be? And what's going to happen most likely when we name it, notice it, befriend it, move towards it, even say like, hey, come on, have a seat at the party. You're welcome here. The intensity of it might dissipate, will likely dissipate. And that might be the end of it. That might be it, right? And then maybe it doesn't. Maybe we welcome it and we notice it and it still has a strong grip on us. And so what do we do next? Where does mindfulness take us now? And that can be to explore the experience a little bit further. So we might notice the craving, that's kind of the tip of the iceberg, right? And then we might say, okay, what am I experiencing in my body? So I might even close my eyes and Notice like my heartbeat is going a little bit faster. There's an excitement in my body, maybe like a tingling or a warmth as I think about the chocolate or whatever it is. And so that's kind of the excitement, the anticipation, right? Part of our desire towards, pleasure is we get actually a lot of fulfillment out of the anticipation itself, right? And so you might notice that. What does it feel like to be anticipating, to eat something or to drink something or buy something, whatever it is that lights you up? So you can notice that. And again, make space for it, allow it to be here. Okay, great. I'm excited. Cool. Okay, noticing this humanness that I'm in. And then another layer even deeper might be to notice what emotions are present for me here, right? Like, oh, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling low. I'm feeling bored. There's a tightness in my chest. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow, what I have to do at work, or that conversation I have to have. Or I'm just stressed. I'm just stressed about the day, right? So once we get to this layer, then we can choose an alternative path to work with. This is the root, right, of our behaviors. Often is kind of this underlying emotion or experience that's driving it. And so I can work with that. So if I'm noticing that I'm stressed or sad or anxious, one, I just might offer myself compassion in that moment and just notice like, oh, wow, okay, yeah, that's a lot that I'm holding. Yeah, just being with that, offering warmth and kindness to ourselves. And then maybe there's another activity I move into. Maybe I go and I journal instead, or I call a friend, or I just do some deep breathing and meditate, listen to some chill music, I go for a walk. But now we're doing that activity, not from a place of avoidance, but from a place of deeper self-connection. And we're tending to the core of ourselves. We're tending to our deeper layers here. And so the next time that craving comes up, it might be a little easier to discern what's going on within my body and mind, right? Because now we've created a new pathway to work with it. And then I can move into whatever action, if any, will be helpful. And this isn't gonna work out perfectly, right? A lot of times our behaviors have a big grip on us, and you might notice the craving, make space for it, but then ultimately still go towards that behavior. And you go for the food, you overeat, you buy the thing you didn't need to buy, whatever it was, you lashed out on your partner. You tried so hard not to do the thing. And that's okay, it's a practice. And so here's where, again, mindfulness follows us. It follows us everywhere. So if we go into the behavior, we can use mindfulness to still just become aware, like, what does it feel like to be yelling at this person? What does it feel like to be shopping online? Again, noticing the excitement, the anticipation, all of this human experience that's here. We don't need to fear it. We don't need to fear it. Bring it into the light. You know what I'm saying? Bring it to the light. So just notice, again, have compassion for yourself, knowing that behaviors are hard to shift and hard to change. And so we might, eat the whole bag of chips, and then we feel like shit after. Like, damn, did it again. And then I might notice shame. I might notice regret. I might notice an uncomfortable feeling in my body. And so can I make space for those experiences, breathe with them, hold them. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm feeling right now. Yeah. I personally used to struggle with binge eating. And I remember it was like a few years after I had really gotten through the height of that struggle, and I kind of had a compulsive eating episode where I don't know, I ate like several tasty cakes, and you know, I wasn't being too hard on myself during it, but it wasn't what I wanted to be doing. And I remember either after that or the next morning, I remember feeling like, this just heaviness, or this like feeling of shame, you know, that kind of just heartache and just, what did I do, you know? And at this point I had been practicing awareness for a while, and I noticed the shame, and I was like, oh wow, it's shame. This is what shame feels like. Wow. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So can I just be with that? That's it. That's it. We don't have to fix it or solve it. Can we just be with our experiences, our emotions, our humanness? That's what mindfulness is. That's all it is. It is not some like, you know, new age trick. It is just allowing, normalizing, being human, allowing our humanness to be here, and having grace for ourselves, and extending compassion for the sometimes struggling moments of being human. So you can see how all the way through a craving, from start to finish, whether we go into it or whether we are able to kind of redirect it or get to the core of it, no matter how it goes, we can still just allow it. And in that allowing, we actually keep our awareness more open, right? Allowing experience doesn't mean I'm just passive and I don't ever want it to change and I'm just giving into it. That's not what allowing is. It's this part of me that's saying, okay, yeah, whatever happened just happened. Reality is reality. And can I show up to it with kindness and awareness? And in that, right, our awareness stays open, and we can learn something. We can discover something. So even after, you know, a binge eating episode and the shame and all of it, I might, like, okay, I'm here for this. I'm with it. That sucked. I don't like this feeling. But if I stay with it, I stay present, I stay in it openly with compassion and kind of a warmth, a kindness, an okayness, a friendliness, whatever words work for you. If I can stay with it, I might be able to even trace back and say, okay, what was I really needing there? What was I really needing? What led to that? And then we can also pre-plan alternative pathways for us for behaviors that we know are going to come up again, right? So I might say, okay, next time have a plan in place before. Next time I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to meditate for 2 minutes. I'm going to set a timer and meditate for 2 minutes, or just check in, whatever it is, whatever version, just be with it and notice what I'm experiencing. I'm going to take 5 deep breaths, like come up with that plan, right? So mindfulness carries us all the way through. So I hope this helps you in your life and in your struggles and your triumphs. You're doing great. You're watching this video, so you're clearly, you know, showing up for yourself to try to transform. You're already transforming. You're already doing it. So keep going. It's what we practice gets stronger, and the more compassion and grace and kindness we can have towards ourselves, that gets stronger, and that carries us through a whole ton of shit. So keep going. You're doing great, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.